Okay, now you've accepted the load, all you got to do is start the process of how to make sure that you work the load in the PeopleNet system so it coincides with the computer system in the dispatch office. So what do we do next? We've accepted the load. Now all that's left is for us to drive and go get it. Go to the shipper. So when you drive, the unit is set up based on the longitude and latitude and GPS satellites and all that, that when you get to that location, the address we put in the system, the unit will beep. It'll send you a message, and what it's doing is telling you that you are there. Now, again, the system is new to us, so a lot of times it may beep before you get there. If it does, don't do anything. You do not read that message until you get to the physical location. The more we arrive at where we're supposed to be and then hit the button, the more the system will track that and begin to do it correctly. Now, we're not obviously moving unless they put the terminal on wheels, so we're going to have to do everything manually today, which is a good opportunity to show you how to do that if the GPS does not pick up the coordinates. So, we've accepted it, we drive. When we get to the shipper, the arrow buttons on the side, again, will help you scroll up and down. But remember, these are actually, the down arrow button is your trips button or your load assignment. So what you'll do, you get to the shipper, it doesn't give you a message. So you need to tell the unit and the dispatch computers and system that you're there. Go to your trips button, which again is this down arrow. Press it. When you get there, you're going to see a couple things on the unit. You're going to see your first stop or your shipper, and then you're going to see your second stop or your delivery. If there's more than one stop, they'll be there. So your arrow is already on the shipper location. And again, this is a dummy load for training. So and yes, you've got a dummy training you. So anyways, shipper, there it is. So we get there and we've got some options on the bottom. We don't want to go back. We can view it if we want to, but we save the load in our mail. Let's select it. So you select the load and the system again is prompting you with your very next step. It's hard to mess up. So anyways, you have an option, arrive or no. Well, yeah, we're there. So you're just going to hit arrive. Once you hit the arrived button, immediately the unit's going to send you another message. Do not do anything. Don't touch the message. You're at the shipper. Simply get out and go load your load. Load the trailer. When you're done, come on back to the truck. All that's left now is to update your system and then leave. So what do you do at that point? You want to read the message. When you read it, you'll see your message right here. Simply check your arrow again if there's multiple messages, but you want to read the top message and then select. Once you select, if you'll notice, the system is already prompting you now to do your loaded call from the shipper. You can go up and down and review this information, if you like, or now that you're ready to leave, you don't have to save it. You don't want to delete it yet, so you just simply hit the middle key on the unit that says reply. When you reply, it's going to ask you for your inbound trailer number. What trailer number did you bring in? And you type that in. Most of the time it'll already be there. And then you simply hit next. It's going to ask you, did you drop the trailer? Again, here's your arrow key. Move it down to where it says, no, we did not drop the trailer. We did a live load. Hit next. Then it's going to ask you for your outbound trailer number. When it does, go to your keyboard and type the trailer you have in right there. That way, you're verifying that the trailer you went in and loaded is the very one you're taking out. Because remember that your unit here is doing nothing but updating the system for your fleet manager, which allows us to do so much more to help you. So help us help you on a side note. But you update your outbound, the trailer you're pulling out, simply hit next, and then it asks you for a bill of lading number. And you just type in whatever that bill of lading number is, and they're going to kill me for doing this, but I've got to. It's be wrong of me not to. Anyways, enter your bill of lading number, which this situation is Go Heels. Then hit next, and then comments. If you have any comments, if you want to tell Brian he looks awful good today, go ahead and tell him. I don't care. Good idea is to say loaded and leaving. If you want to put comments, you don't have to. Then you're going to simply hit no comments, so we'll hit skip. And then you just simply hit send, and then you have loaded, you've done your loaded call at the shipper. Now all that's left is one other thing. Remember I told you a second ago, this is actually not only your up and down arrow, but it's your trips button, your trips option. So again, go to the lower down arrow and select it, and you'll notice you still have a shipper and receiver for that load. This is very, very important. After you've done the loaded call, go to your trips button, select it, and make sure that your trips now show where you're physically going next. If it's wrong, then call. But in this case, you still have your shipper. That was correct. So you want to make sure your arrow's there, and then you want to select. After you select, it already gives you the option. Now you just select the button underneath the word depart. And what that tells the system is I am physically now leaving. You hit depart, all that's left to do at that point from the shipper is drive to the next stop or the delivery. You've told everybody in the system what's going on. There's no need to call. You've done it. And you've updated and helped us out here. That's how you load it. Okay, you've accepted your load, you've arrived at the shipper, you've loaded your load at the shipper, and now you got to go to the delivery. You have done everything, you've checked your trips, you've hit the depart function. You can even go back, check your trips button again. Yep, that's where I'm headed next. Lay the hammer down. All right, so once you do that, to get out of that screen, you simply hit back because we're not there yet. Drive. When you get to the delivery, and again, the more we do this, the more it'll arrive for us. It's going to beep. Don't hit the arrive button or read the message until you're physically there. But again, Jason's not ordered wheels for the terminal, so we're standing still. So we got to do it manually. So here we go. We drive, we get to where we're going. When you're there, stopped, simply go back and hit your trips button. The bottom arrow again. Is this where we are? Yes, it is. So we want to select that. When you select that, again, it's prompting you. Arrived? No. Am I there? We're there. We hit arrived. Once we're there, we, again, get the immediate message. Leave it alone. Get out of the truck. Go check in. Deliver your freight. Once you're done with the delivery, back in the truck, ready to leave, at that time is when you're going to read the message. Simply go to the unit and select read. There's our message. Double check your arrow, select again, and again, it's already prompting you. Empty at the consignee. Is that what we're doing? Absolutely. We're done. We're ready to call this in. So instead of picking up the phone, we just punch a button. Hit the center option that says reply and start entering the requested information. I brought in this trailer, and you can hit next, or you can just hit the enter key on the keyboard. Did you drop the trailer? Yes or no? No, we did not. So simply hit next. Outbound trailer. What trailer are we taking out? There's our trailer number. We hit next. After next, any comments? Good idea is to say, Brian Kenny, I'm empty. Now you've done told the system, so you don't have to do that. But if you just want to follow up, it's a good place to do it. So if no comments, hit skip, and then again, you can double check what you've put in here by going up and down. If everything's correct, simply hit send, and you have emptied that load not only on your PeopleNet unit, but in the dispatch system as well, and freed us up. Now, there's one more thing you got to do. Don't forget your trips button. After you've hit the send button to send that empty message, go to the trips button, the down arrow. Yep, that's where we're supposed to deliver. And once you do this more and more, repetition is going to become habit. Check your arrow to make sure that's the stop you want to update, and simply hit select. Then it prompts you, are you departing or are you not departing? Depart or no. Hit the depart button, and you have at that point updated that entire load. And if you notice, it's walked you through it all. So that is all it is. You accept the load, you arrive, you go do the physical functions, and then you follow the next steps. Now we immediately get another message. This message right here is going to say one of two things. This message is either going to say no pre-assigned loads available, which means we don't have anything right now, but then you can send a free-form message and ask about it, or we're trying to eliminate the phone calls. So when you read this, it's either going to say no pre-assigned loads, or it's going to be your next load assignment. Hit the read button. Yes, we actually have another load, and we'll get to that. We're going to go ahead and select it now and save it so that we've got it in our box. Now, with that being said, after you deliver a load, go back to your mail, choose mail, tell the unit it's okay to proceed, and then go down to your saved items. Now, I'm a little behind today, so you select saved, and once you empty a load out, to keep everything straight in the unit, hit select, delete, yes, and just go through this process. And the reason why, keep in mind, that these units are not at this particular time assigned to the drivers. They're assigned to the trucks. And as much as we slip seat, it's very important for you and the next guy to make sure that you clean these messages out when you're done, okay? So whatever you do, as soon as you finish the load, delete the message. If not, you could get confused, and that'll cause everybody a problem. Now, with that being said, play with this unit, especially when you first start, because you cannot mess anything up, guys. We can fix it in-house if we need to, and if you wonder, well, they don't know I messed it up, there's flags in place to tell us that you did. Simply hit the back arrow and you'll go back to the main menu. So that's all you do to start your trip, update your trip, and finish your trip. Just remember, walk through the steps. Read the message when you're done doing your thing at the shipper or the receiver, then come back and read that depart message. When you arrive, you don't do nothing but physically what you have to do. Don't forget your trips button, because if we hit it again, there's our next load. Simply hit back.